Sanford Health has agreed to pay back wages and damages to a former employee.
The Minnesota Department of Labor and Industry says the Sioux Falls-based healthcare system denied her the 12 weeks of parental leave to which she was entitled and fired her.
KELOLAND's Dan Santella takes a closer look at the state's claims and has a response from Sanford Health.
The Minnesota Department of Labor and Industry says after an unnamed pregnant employee requested 6 weeks of leave, Sanford eventually approved a period of leave lasting about 6.5 weeks, requiring her to be back on January 24th of 2024. Legal documents detailing the state's findings say requests from the employee to increase her leave stayed unapproved, quote, pending the submittal of additional documentation. The state also says that after Sanford asked the employee if she would return after those 6.5 weeks, the employee responded she would take more than that, eventually informing the health system she planned to take all 12 weeks allowed under Minnesota law. Per the state's findings, Sanford sent a letter which said in part, quote, no other leaves were issued due to lack of documentation supporting the request, and the employee was fired on February 21st of 2024 before her 12 weeks would have expired. In the end, the state argues Sanford Health violated the law in 3 ways: for failing to give the employee her 12 weeks of leave, firing her after she affirmed that right, and also for forcing her to work fewer hours before the leave she was granted began. And while this order signed by a representative from both Sanford Health and the Minnesota Department of Labor and Industry says the document doesn't admit any wrongdoing, the health system had to pay the former employee back wages and damages. Furthermore, Sanford had to pay the state of Minnesota $40,000 in civil penalties. KELOLAND News reached out to Sanford Health for comment and received a statement that says in part, quote, while we disagree with the department's findings, we wish to focus our efforts on continually seeking to improve our employees' work experience. Dan Santella, KELOLAND News.
You can read the full statement from Sanford Health under this story on our website, and we've also included a link to the Minnesota Department of Labor and Industry's announcement about the case.